Welcome to the Dr. Washbrains podcast, where we unravel the mysteries of the human mind. I'm your host, Dr. Akash Sehgal. Today, we will be diving deep into something that every one of us experiences, yet often takes for granted: sleep. I'm talking about the art and science of sleep, not just as a passive experience we go through every night, but as an intricate, highly regulated process that affects every facet of our well being. Now, sleep is not just about resting your eyes, it is about hormones, neurotransmitters, neuroplasticity, and even muscular growth. It is about the brain consolidating memories, the body repairing tissues, and the digestive system resetting itself. Whether you are a night owl or an early riser, the science behind sleep remains universal. So what happens when you don't get enough of it? How does it impact cognition, muscle maintenance, and even digestion? What about the ethics of extending human lifespan through sleep interventions? Let's explore these questions and more as we talk about practical tips which you can apply to your own life. So grab your coffee or maybe some chamomile tea if you're winding down, because today we're going to transform how you think about sleep. Let's start with hormones. When you sleep, your body is performing a delicate balancing act involving a range of hormones that impact everything from mood to muscle growth. You must have probably heard of melatonin, the hormone that signals to your brain that it is time to wind down, to sleep. But melatonin is just the tip of the iceberg. Cortisol, the so called stress hormone, drops in the evening, allowing you to fall asleep more easily. It rises in the morning, preparing you for the challenges of the day ahead. But what happens when cortisol stays elevated? Maybe because you're stressed or consuming too much caffeine late in the day. Your sleep quality suffers, your digestion slows down, and your immune function is compromised. Then there is growth hormone, which spikes during deep sleep, particularly during the non REM stages. This hormone is crucial for muscular growth, cellular repair, and overall tissue regeneration. If you're not getting enough deep sleep, your muscle maintenance falters and you risk muscle atrophy. You might not see the effects right away, but over time it shows up in your metabolism, your strength, and even how well you recover from your workouts. Let's switch gears and talk about neurotransmitters. Two major players in sleep regulation are GABA and serotonin. GABA is your brain's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter. It slows down brain activity, making it easier to drift into sleep. Serotonin, on the other hand, helps stabilize your mood and transitions into melatonin production as the day progresses. But there is something even more fascinating over here: sleep's impact on neuroplasticity, or your brain's ability to reorganize and form new neural connections. When you're asleep, particularly during REM sleep, your brain processes and consolidates information. Memories are strengthened and cognitive skills like problem solving improve. Without adequate sleep, neuroplasticity suffers, meaning your ability to learn, adapt, and even be creative is diminished. If you are going to the gym, working out in any manner, and are not gaining any considerable muscle, then you might be lacking sleep. Muscle growth and maintenance of musculature is absolutely tied to sleep. We often think about lifting weights or doing cardio as the main drivers of muscle development. But what happens when we sleep is just as critical. Deep sleep is when most muscle recovery occurs. Growth hormone is at its peak, and your body is focused on repairing damaged tissues. You miss out on the stage, and your muscle repair processes slow down, leaving you more susceptible to injuries and prolonged recovery times. Conversely, lack of sleep accelerates muscle atrophy, especially as we age. As testosterone and growth hormones levels decline, it becomes even more crucial to get quality sleep. But here is the silver lining: if you optimize your sleep, you can maintain muscle mass even into old age. Now, when it comes to cognition, sleep is your brain's maintenance crew. During deep sleep, the brain's glymphatic system clears out waste products like beta amyloid plaques, which have been linked to Alzheimer's disease. Poor sleep, therefore, is not just about feeling groggy the next day. It's a long term risk factor for neurodegenerative diseases like dementia. But sleep's influence does not stop at the brain. The digestive system too follows a circadian rhythm. Your gut bacteria or microbiome are synchronized with your sleep wake cycle. Disrupt that rhythm, say with irregular sleep patterns or frequent all nighters, and you disrupt your digestion. This can lead to issues like bloating, poor nutrient absorption, and even long term gastrointestinal disorders. Now, let's get practical. If sleep is this important, how do we optimize it? You need to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm. You need to reduce exposure to screens at least an hour before bed. Blue light from your phone or computer interferes with the melatonin being produced in your body. Your body is incredibly sensitive to light, even through closed eyelids. Blackout curtains can help signal to your brain that it is time to sleep. See, the ideal sleep temperature is around 18 degrees Celsius or 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooling your core body temperature aids in falling and staying asleep. And as we have discussed, your gut and brain are intimately connected. Eating a balanced diet with prebiotic rich foods can promote a healthy microbiome, improving your sleep quality. And all right, what do I do to ensure I sleep on time? I, as a doctor, have to make sure that I am well rested and I am well on time. I try to wake up with the sun with a big glass of black coffee with a pinch of salt in it. I go to the balcony, go to the roof, and try to soak myself in as much sun as possible. And to be honest with you, I might have a caffeine addiction these days, but I try not to have any of it after 7 p.m. It has been recommended by other specialists to not have coffee after 3 or 4 p.m., but I'm able to sleep by midnight so that I can be up early in the morning. Apart from all this, while driving from work, I use a pair of polarized sunglasses and I avoid exposure to white light in almost all forms. When I am back home, all my devices have their yellow filters on, and I have a small lamp in my room with a warm white light in it. It allows me to slide peacefully into sleep where I keep the room temperature around 24 to 25 degrees. Yes, getting back on a sleep schedule is tough, especially after a late night of meetings, late night dinners, or any other activity that keeps you up at night. You need to try to get your sleep back on schedule ASAP. Now, to complement today's topic, the science of sleep, here are some highly recommended books that will enrich your understanding and empower you to optimize your sleep and overall health. The first book is Why We Sleep: Unlocking the Power of Sleep and Dreams by Dr. Matthew Walker. Now, this is a foundational book on sleep science, written by a leading neuroscientist and sleep expert. Dr. Walker breaks down the mechanics of sleep, the effects of sleep deprivation, and the profound connection between sleep and health, performance, and longevity. The next is The Circadian Code by Dr. Sachin Panda. This book focuses on the relationship between circadian rhythms and health. Dr. Panda explains how aligning your lifestyle with your natural biological clock can enhance sleep quality, metabolism, and overall well being. Next up, we've got Sleep Smarter: 21 Essential Strategies to Sleep Your Way to a Better Body, Better Health, and Bigger Success by Sean Stevenson. It is a practical guide with 21 actionable tips to improve your sleep hygiene and overall health. It offers digestible insights into the science behind these strategies and their direct impact on cognitive function, physical health, and mental performance. These resources will provide a deeper, more nuanced understanding of sleep and its broader effect on health, performance, and longevity. Happy reading, and may your nights be restful. So, there you have it, the art and science of sleep, a process that touches every part of our physiology, from hormone regulation to neuroplasticity, muscle growth to gut health. Sleep is the unsung hero in the journey towards a longer and healthier life. Although this was a very concise episode, I do plan to talk about sleep more in the future. But here's my challenge for you: prioritize your sleep for the next week. Keep a sleep journal, track your habits, and apply at least one of the tips we discussed today. Then ask yourself, how do you feel? More energized, sharper mentally? Chances are that you will see immediate benefits. Write me an email or comment down below if you noticed any changes in your daily operations after you have fixed your sleep cycle. Take it as a challenge and abide by it. And remember, sleep is not just about surviving, it is about thriving. Sleep well, and you will not only extend your lifespan, but the quality of the years you're living as well. This is the Dr. Washpain's podcast, where we strive to make health a dinner table conversation. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, sleep deep, stay curious, and keep questioning everything.